cause I be bustin' the dope moves. But the problem stay the same. How you riding for the cash when you ain't riding in my lane? Shorty all about a paper, so your mixture look the same. In the game I play the lane like Eddie Kane, cause I be bustin' the dope moves.
A lot of things that you say, like you got that, you got it from somewhere.
Agreed, and everything I say is evidence for it. Like when I told Paco, black people wasn't in America 100,000 years ago, because there's no evidence of that being true. If there were evidence of it being true, so I track Paco's sources. He's talking.
100,000 years ago, right?
But no. He said that. I didn't say it, Rick. I don't have to live up to 100,000 years. He tried to make the claim. Now, on the video that you're going to hear tomorrow, he claims that 40,000 years. But he's saying I didn't get him to that date. See, Paco, I asked you about 100,000 years and you won't answer it. But you argue with me and told me that black people been here for 100,000 years ago. Now, let me tell you why he said that. Because he said that's when we stopped being African.
There never was a skull or any type of evidence for that.
The oldest evidence is the Luzia woman. She's roughly 14,500 years old.
From where?
I mean, excuse me, 14,500. I think I said 1,400.
Where they find?
South America. I think it's Monteverde, Veracruz or something like that. They found her in South America at the bottom at that. They didn't find her in the Mexico region. They found her all the way down the bottom. Now, what I tried to explain to Paco is this. That's the oldest person they found. That don't mean that's how long people been here, Pac. That's the oldest person they found. So now when you start trying to, this is what he was trying to do. He was trying to compare America and Africa. And I tell him there's no comparison. There's less than 500 million black people in America. There's over 1 billion black people in Africa. The way population works, there are more white folks in Europe than there is in America. You have to apply that same logic when you talk about black people. All these small groups of blacks indirectly come out of one of the larger groups. The largest group is Africa. All the small groups are product of Africans leaving Africa.
Right.
That's what the small groups are. From the larger number, you get smaller when you get use the same thing with Europe. These people can be in America for however long they want. They still come from Europeans.
Just for instance, Jamaica.
Right.
That's a small amount of, but that's called Jamaica with Jamaicans in it.
Right. That's their nationality. But their race is black. Black is a race because if you're talking colloquially, because it encompasses all Africans. That's what the diaspora is. Huh?
They know where they come from.
Right. And they let you know where you come from. But the whole thing is that he's trying to compare apples and oranges. I said, Pac, how you know you was there 100,000 years ago? He said sweet potatoes and corn. I said, how can food, then the date is wrong. Science date don't be right. It'd be approximately. So what methodology do you use? He don't have a methodology, but he wants to poo-poo science, just like Reese was doing. When people, the people are scared of things they don't understand. They're scared of it. I'm telling you, man, this shit is real simple, man. You don't, period. I don't care what we talking about. You don't believe in nothing that can't be proven. Nothing. I don't care what it is. If it can't be proven, you can't tell me that there's 14 planets in our solar system. If we can look through a telescope and we can't see nothing, there might be a 15th planet there. But until you can see it and prove that it's actually there, you can't tell nobody it's there. That applies to everything. He said, I can see you. I see you every day. That's how I know. I said, Paco, use the same logic. Hold God to the same standard you're holding me to. You can see me, right? Can you see this nigga? You can't see wind, Paco. You can feel it. You can hear the train coming. If you can't if it's not tangible, if you can't see, feel it, taste it, touch it, nigga, it's not real until it prove itself. And now this is a nigga who got all the power in the fucking cosmos. And you can't find a fucking speck of this nigga. You can't prove that he exists for a second nowhere. But he the strongest motherfucker ever imaginable. Because he's an idea. People don't know how we got here. So they created an answer for it.
don't put God as a person you can't see and you can't, you know what I mean, you can't talk to whenever. Just think of him as man.
I'm with that, Rick. But we know man ain't create the universe.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm with that.
Just think of him as man, like God can be in you. But you might not have the full power because you never used the full part of your brain to even have that type of power.
Understandable.
That's what type of God like that we get taught. Like you can be a God, but you gotta be able to control nature and use your brain. You should be able to tell this bird to go fly right here and bring me this goddamn seed back if you God.
Right.
You should be able to talk to everything on this earth.
Right. Right.
So, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that like Elijah Muhammad or anybody of them was God, but where they get their information from? How they know how much the earth weigh? How they know this many miles is to the moon from the earth, and how they know all that?
Two things.
Whatever.
It's one of two things. Either science had the answer and they got the answer from science, or they lied about the answer. That's the only two things it can be. If you believe that Elijah Muhammad know how far the moon is from the earth, that's on you. I don't believe he do. Because he ain't never been to the moon. If you believe a nigga who ain't never been to the moon know the distance between the earth and the moon, that's your belief, bro. I can't change that.
Brock, remember I told you about the UFOs?
Right. And I told you I agree with you because you said they was man-made. I agree with you because you said they was man-made. I do agree. All right, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Unidentified. I can agree with that. But anything that, just because I don't see it don't mean it don't exist. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm not going to believe it until I find something that shows it does exist. I'm saying they sound similar, but they're not the same. I'm not saying because I don't believe it, it don't exist. What I'm saying is I'm not going to believe it until I see evidence it does exist. That's my position on everything in life. I'm not, nigga tell me, yo, they giving out diamonds around the corner. I'm not going to believe that shit. I'll be the nigga to miss out on a free diamond because I didn't believe shit stink around the corner.
You're right, but shit. Another thing is, this is why, because it's somebody that's supposed to rise up. Like every nation got this big guy in their nation.
Okay.
Like a king, or we can't even call our presidents kings or nothing like that because they really not.
Right.
They puppets. They don't run shit.
Right.
Every nation got that. So this is why there's a bunch of killing and drugs in our community, because you killing the next one. Even abortions. You might be killing the next Messiah.
Okay.
You don't even know. So they just let the shit run on and run on and run on. The shit keep going. That's why a lot of these people, they be like, yo, no abortion, no this. Because you might be killing the next coming.
Right.
That's like that motherfucking Matrix movie, man. That fucking Matrix movie, dog. That shit tell you a lot. And that Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
Like,
I'm with you.
That shit got a lot to do with the Bible when you watch the fucking Matrix.
I'm with you, but again, when it comes to the Bible, it ain't no evidence that it's real. So if you don't have evidence that it's real, you can't just jump on the side that it's real. You can believe that, but you can't tell nobody in a conversation or a debate. It wouldn't even be right to tell your kids because you truly don't know.
But how about if it's broken down to you?
It don't matter because they saying God talked to him.
Because it's science. That's
No, it's not. No, it's not. You got to prove God talked to you. You can't just tell somebody God told you to do some fucked up shit, therefore you did it.
It's not. You're not supposed to read it like that.
That's the only way I can read it is literally.
Different shit means.
But you said. But you can't tell me God told you to do something and then tell me not to take it literal. Because you did it. If you didn't do it, if you was Cain, okay. But if you did it, if God told you to wipe out the Canaanites and you did it, and then you had the audacity to write it down and say that that was an order from God, cuz that can't make sense when there's babies out here dying before they take a breath.
What the Canaanites was killing, raping, doing this, causing mischief all over the place.
Then God should have did what he did with Sodom and Gomorrah. He shouldn't have sent no man to kill children. After he told them that murder was illegal, that it's a sin against him.
Man is his greatest creation.
According to the books. According to books that man wrote.
The man that you created.
Nah, Rick, you ain't that great, bro. Man is not that great. Man is not that great. What is man? What has he done for the world?
I mean, if you want to be technical, men don't abide by the rules. So this is why the shit is like this. Like you are put on this earth for a purpose. Just like I told you, the bees is gonna make motherfucking honey every year. They're gonna make this beehive and they're gonna die in September and November. And then some more bees gonna come.
Right, circle of life.
Everything in nature does what it's supposed to do, but a human.
So how is we his most precious creation?
Listen, what I'm saying is, it's not abiding by the rules. It's the smartest on the earth. We the ones that got a brain that can communicate with words. They communicate with sounds. You can call it word sounds or whatever, but it's different. It's different.
No different at all. You just don't speak elephant. You just don't speak lion. You just don't speak hyena.
I'm not saying the elephant can't tell you what to do.
But you can't stop him from doing what he want to do.
I can train this motherfucking elephant to jump through this motherfucking hoop and tell this. I can train every animal to obey me, but
Yo,
the elephant can't tell me what to do.
y'all need to start looking at things on both sides of the spectrum. The elephant can be trained to do what you want him to do, right? But he can't train you. But he can't train you to do what he wants you to do, right? Who really stupid? Who the dummy? He can understand you. You can't understand him. Who's really stupid? We are. We are. We are. He can get us. No, we can't understand them. They can understand us. Apes understand us. Cats understand us. We don't understand them.
Okay. This is how we train them, Brock.
There's a difference, Rick. There's a difference, Rick.
We understand what they do.
But what I'm explaining to you, like Kung Fu. Kung Fu, a man made because he studied animals, the way they moved, and he created fighting techniques based off of how the animals moved. So animals have continuously taught us things. And then you say in the background, we can train them.
Because they abide by what they do. The animals do what they do.
Exactly. So now animals don't have a cross-continental culture. That's the difference. If Asians come up with gunpowder and they bring guns to America, you can have a gun. So you can benefit from one person's invention.
I'm not even going to say 600. Just say 1,000 years ago.
Right.
That every man obeyed by the rules.
Whose rules?
Huh?
Whose rules?
The rules. It's just the way of life. Like how you supposed to live.
Okay.
Every man did that. Every woman, it wasn't no violence, it wasn't no killings, it wasn't none of this type shit. No raping, none of that. The thing you took a fucking people and you damaged them.
Okay.
You put the ringer.
Okay.
So now, as time go on, you ain't gonna abide by the rules of God no more. You doing devilish shit now. This this is the way you live now. So now you're abiding by the devil's ways. Even though I'm not talking about the devil that's in the ground.
Right.
You doing other shit that you ain't supposed to be doing. So if that was the way back in the day, this is what they teach us Islam is. This is the way of life. And if you live that way of life, it wouldn't be too much like for instance, the FOI, they will be a motherfucking net. They don't use guns, they don't use none of that shit.
Right.
They do they got karate school and everything there.
Right.
Like a lot of them people, they be doing like good shit, but they got bad shit going on with them too.
Right.
So it's always gonna be the good and the bad. That's
Right.
the devil and God. That's how you live. This is the way you live. You gonna live a God way or you gonna live the devil way.
So now the way I see it is this: the two paths you just laid out predate writing. So people knew about good and evil before they wrote these books. So it was very easy to script these books to the way the world already worked.
I mean, if everybody was living right, you didn't know about evil.
Everybody was never living right, Rick.
Bruh, remember I told you about Yakub?
Okay.
Yakub, I told you. The same story you told me about how the white man was made, this is how Yakub made him. And this is why destruction shit, they said wherever they went, they started causing mischief. They started eating each other and all types of shit, killing each other, having sex with the kids. So they kicked them out of Africa. Like, yo, y'all can't come here. Y'all tripping because we let y'all come and we was teaching y'all our ways and y'all was adapting to the shit, but y'all was causing shit, causing trouble. So this is why I told you they threw them in Europe. That's why Europe is spelled like that. This shit say Europe. That's
Right.
why the word rope is in Europe. Because they put them in the Caucasus Mountain and it was like a rope around it. Ain't nobody leaving this motherfucker.
But they left.
Mountain.
But they left.
What you mean? Because somebody came and got them.
Who?
And had to teach them how they. This is when they said Moses came. I think they said Moses came and got them and tried to civilize them.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I ain't never heard that, but it all depends on who you talking about. I know the Iberian Peninsula, they fast tracked because the Moors went in there. That's more Islam though. Again.
But don't they put Moses as like a Moor?
Moses a Hebrew. Moses he a Hebrew. He supposedly led the Hebrews out of Egypt. That's what Moses' part was. Moses is the founder of. He is the way Muhammad is to Islam. Moses is the same thing to Judaism. He's their prophet. He's the one who God talked to and gave the answers to and the commandments and all that. So they listening to what Moses said. Now here's the things you gotta look at. A, there is no evidence that Moses ever existed. B, there is no tangible evidence that God ever told anybody rules. So now you have to believe the story based off of what it say, or do what you talking about, interpret it a different way. That's the only way you can make sense of it. It don't.
Like the way I ain't break it down fully, but it is some science shit to it.
The science is that people already believed in God when they created these stories.
No, I'm saying the science shit with the grafting people.
Yeah, but there's no evidence that we can graft people, and they be conscious beings.
Back then, you don't think so? It was more.
I told you, Rick. White people come from us having sex, not us per se. White people come from Africans.
From us. No, it's from us.
I mean, it's from black people. It's just from Africans. Africans had sex with Neanderthals.
Well, your story almost sounds like mine. So what I'm telling you is, when Yaku was grafting people, he would keep the two light-skinned ones. If that light-skinned one had a dark baby, he would kill the baby. If the light-skinned one had a light baby, he would keep it. So as you keep grafting, this is why we got more layers of skin than white. This is why our eyes is black, is brown, and theirs is gray blue. Because as you graft, the gene gets weaker. It keeps getting weaker. The gene gets weaker the more and more you graft.
I understand it like this.
It's the same story that you're saying. Like, yeah, they did make blacks have. That's why two blacks can have an albino baby. They dark as hell.
Right. It's
but
like
this baby gonna come out light.
It's like
green eyes and red hair.
It's like this.
Blonde hair.
It's like this. A lion and a tiger is both cats, right?
Right.
But they can't have babies unless a certain artificial insemination process take place. There are no ligers out there in the world. So my point is, all ligers ever born were born in captivity. So my point is this. Right, they're not the same organism. They're not compatible anymore. They're both felids. They have the same biology, but they're not compatible. Like a gorilla and orangutan can't have a baby. All human beings on Earth can have babies with each other regardless of their color, signifying something, that they're all one species. Like all cats, no matter what color they are, they can have babies together. All house cats. It's the same thing with people. So now, imagine other felids or cat-like animals that are not us that we can have babies with. They used to exist. This is what led to the different colored people that exist today. At one time, everybody on the planet was black.
I agree with that.
All right, so it wasn't until black people left Africa and start mating with other cat-like creatures that were not the same cat as them that led to these other races. When you're talking about white folks, you're talking about Neanderthals. When you're talking about Mongoloids, you're talking about Denisovans and Neanderthals. Sometimes you're talking about Denisovans that mix with Neanderthals, then bred with modern day humans.
Listen, right, that's what I'm trying to say. He didn't only make white people, he made the Chinese, he grafted all time. He grafted our whole race. And he did this shit for like, and his shit went on for like 4,000, some crazy shit like 2,000 years or something like that. He didn't do it, but the study went on.
Right.
After he died.
People continued this work, right. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, like.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like when you grab something and you keep grabbing, the gene get weak. Like they even explained how the Chinese got the slanted eyes. Like I can't explain. I gotta go back and watch this shit. I ain't watched this shit in 20 fucking years.
But this is what I'm saying. There's evidence that would disprove that. Like there was white Asians. They just went extinct. They got assimilated into the population of the rest of the Asians. There were white people who originated in Asia. They don't come from Europe. And it's just the same process somewhere else.
No, this didn't happen in Europe.
No, what I'm telling you, it happened in the Caucasus Mountains, where white folks come from. White folks split.
He didn't do the sign. He wasn't doing the signs. He wasn't grafting in none of those places.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is,
he was grafting in Africa.
You got two different groups. One group split into two. And because of where the one group went, they went towards Europe, which was cold, it wasn't many people up there. At that time, there wasn't nothing really up. It was populated mostly by Neanderthals. So even when the black folks went up there, this is what led to the people who came out the Caucasus Mountains thousands of years later. These black folks went up there 70,000, 80,000 years ago. White folks pop up around 40,000 years ago. That's why it's so little of them compared to everybody else. They haven't been populating as long as other people like Asians and blacks. That's why they make up 1/12 of the world. They newer. They come from something that happened once people left Africa. Asia is something different. That's the first place people went. And it was so many different groups mixing. You have so many different types of Asia. You can repeat the same process here in America. Native Americans' DNA is traced back to Siberia. Why do Native Americans look different? Because different groups of Native Americans mix with different groups of white people and different groups of black people. I can put it in one controlled environment. Look at Mexico. Look at some people dark as me, some people white as Canelo, and some people in between. Because everybody didn't mix with the same groups of people.
Right. That story you saying is real.
Right.
And that's exactly how shit happened.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is, this was the start.
Okay.
This is where the shit started.
Okay.
This is where it started happening, the grafting. And starting to doing the gene shit then.
I mean, you
Then
probably
all
right.
that shit happened, what you saying.
You probably right. It's probably where they started genetics.
After he had his whole his whole colony, his whole little nation that he built, that's when shit started getting crazy. Because if you was dark skinned, you wasn't living there, he would kill you.
I could believe it. Just like
Yeah, but that story that you saying, that shit, yeah, that's the same story I heard.
that's why they say we God. Cause everybody on this planet come from us.
Exactly.
That's why they say we God. Not because God made us in his image. We made everybody in our image.
That's why I said God can be in a man, a regular man. You can be God-like.
I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's God-like. Cause I ain't seen no God. Until I see a God, the closest thing to God I'm gonna have is man. He the only one who play God.
That's real shit though. That's how we almost look at the shit. Just like that.
But see, my thing is this. Farrakhan wouldn't have them people there on whatever day they go, Friday. They wouldn't be at Jumu'ah if he didn't connect it to them.
Friday, that's what I'm saying. This is different.
I believe you though, Rick, because I done seen black folks flip it in America before. So I believe it. They shouldn't even. This is my problem, Rick. How come none of the niggas in America got the heart to call it something different?
What?
The shit they do.
What, like the minds and
Why not create something new and call it something new and not be bound by them books? You ain't following it anyway. I'm with you. The Hebrews is the same way. They not following that book. They change the rules as they go. So what? Huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when I listen to the Hebrews, I know what they talking about, but their time is way off.
It's a lot of shit way off. It like I'll put it like this. There's different groups, so it's hard to pin them down under one umbrella. But ISUPK is horrible because they tell you that whole Bible can't be tampered with. They the ones who tell you King David was a black man, huh?
We know the Bible.
Yeah, but they the only ones who saying that ain't been. Even the other Hebrews will tell you that it's been tampered with. I mean, them niggas use the King James version. Hey Rick, you said it. You said it right the first time.
Oh, let me get my
You said it right the first time. When you become, when I said you said it right the first time. When a person become an atheist, people look at you like you crazy, cause believing in God is the norm.
Right.
That's the problem.
No, you're right. Yeah, but that's the same. That's the same shit. It's the same shit when Farrakhan talk. They call him crazy and all this other crazy shit, and if you believe in that shit, you crazy. They always, and then you already know it's a rule. You must denounce this bull too.
Who Farrakhan?
Yeah, you can't be famous and be speaking his name. You don't never hear them say that. You're allowed to speak Martin, and you're allowed to speak Malcolm, but you better not say his name on TV.
Right.
You better not. Or your ass gonna be grass. You'll never work in show business again.
Shit, that nigga used to be on TV.
Nah, he played the violin.
Nah, but he used to go on TV shows all the time. Farrakhan was real famous.
Yeah, he was on Donahue.
He was
Donahue's wrong your mom.
He was a famous bull back in the 80s.
Yeah, Donahue's wrong him on TV.
Like I
Donahue brought Khalil though on TV too.
Yeah, Khalil Muhammad, right.
Yeah, brought him on there too.
See, I don't have no problem with brothers unifying the brothers. I just know that My grandpa died waiting for God to come save us, dog.
Huh?
I said, I just know my grandpa died waiting for God to come save us.
Well, yeah. That's not gonna happen.
Nah, it's not.
The Farrakhan already tell you. God ain't coming, Jesus ain't coming here to save us. What kind of shit y'all on? Y'all
Right.
waiting for Jesus. No, sir.
Get up and do it yourself.
He already told you when he do come, he gonna come destroy this motherfucker. If he ever do come.
Now that I could believe.
That's what he says. If he come, he's gonna destroy it. He gotta make it new people. He said the earth gonna burn for 6,000 years. Before you see another grain of grass, bro.
I believe it. The only difference is I think man gonna do that shit.
That's why he said the shit gonna end. The way he explained, he said the shit gonna end. Storms and shit. It's gonna flood on the West Coast. It's gonna burn. It's gonna burn on the West Coast. It's gonna flood on the East Coast. When everybody get pushed in the middle, the chaos start. And that's when the sky's supposed to fall, some shit like that. But it got something to do with the weather.
Now, I'm not a impossible talking person, but the laws of physics on your planet, because one side is in the moon's face and one side is in the sun's face, say that's very unlikely.
What?
That one side will be burning while the other side will be flooding.
What you mean it's unlikely? Shit happen. The shit just happens now.
Where?
Whole motherfucking forests should be burning down on the West Coast.
Yeah, but a forest inside of one state.
No, I'm just saying. If that can happen, and towns and shit get burned up, the fire can be that much that it can spread.
Ask yourself a question like this. How many times you been in the forest and ain't see a river? Fire don't cross over water, bro. So it ain't gonna burn no whole. You been in the forest and seen a river. Fire don't cross over water. So a whole coast ain't gonna burn. It's impossible.
No. The trees and the wind can blow shit like that can happen.
Right, but you got sand on that coast. You got concrete and brick on that coast. The whole coast couldn't burn. That's virtually impossible.
I'm not saying the whole coast, bro. Like the whole coast, the whole East Coast ain't gonna flood.
Right.
But it's something. Just say if one state flood, that's chaos for the whole United States. Just one state flood. Nobody lived in that state.
I mean, I wouldn't put no faith in nobody's prophecies.
The shit was fucked up when it happened in New Orleans, and that wasn't nothing compared to the shit that can really happen.
Right, but that's like living next to a fucking a tropical storm. It was bound to happen. Look how many hurricanes hit New Orleans and that didn't happen. Multiple, hundreds of hurricanes.
All right. Put it like this. Just say one of them tsunamis did happen.
Okay. That can happen.
That's what I'm saying. That's I'm not saying it's gonna flood, but like that. But if some shit like that happened, it'd fuck the whole East Coast up.
I guess it depends on how big it would be. Like, I'll put it to you like this. The biggest tidal wave I know of, right? It hit, I believe, China, right? It didn't wipe the whole China out. It wasn't big enough.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to.
The odds that you gonna see a fucking tidal wave that big, Rick, is slim to none. The moon's gravitational pull is usually not that strong over that large a body of water. You know how much water it would have to pull up? Now maybe if it was closer, maybe it could do that. But at its current where it currently is,
Just say they got one of them. It's not gonna fuck up the whole joint, but if they drop an atomic bomb or a couple of them joints in the ocean, that shit can cause one of them waves.
that's where they test atomic bombs in the ocean.
That shit can cause a crazy wave.
Yeah, but
If they
not.
drop a few
I
of
mean,
them bitches. Not just one.
right. I feel what you're saying, but it's not gonna be big enough. Rick, water is too heavy. See, man can't manipulate water like that. He can't move water at that mass.
Nah.
So,
And that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't. That's. I was just saying that for instance. I wouldn't even think man did that.
but the moon can.
Yeah. But that's why I told you that story about the moon connected to the earth before.
Right.
But that's another. That's just another story. But
No, it's not. That's the actual theory. That the moon was once part of the earth. So whoever said that, wherever you heard it, pays attention to science. Science has been saying that for fucking 40 years.
Yeah, but what I was saying is that the moon had all the water on it. Not all the water, but it had a good amount of water on it.
Rick, you still talking science. We know that. The craters in the moon prove that. That it had water on it.
So yeah, that's why the moon has something to do with the water. If he's trying to grab his goddamn water back.
I mean, I understand that. I understand that metaphor. It's gravity. The moon has gravitational pull, just like the sun.
Right.
It's just like I'm with you. I understand what you're saying. I'm with you on a lot of the things you're saying. The thing where me and you get cross pattern is when you try, because a person don't have an answer for it, they try to say it's supernatural. I'm not going for that. You gotta prove supernatural.
I can't. I don't say shit is supernatural. I don't even believe in supernatural shit.
I'm saying, but God is supernatural, nigga.
I think God is man.
If you put it like that, okay.
That's what I think God is.
That's different. That's not the same thing everybody else is saying.
I don't think no, we don't say God no goddamn man floating in the sky and all that. We're going from place to place and we don't do that.
Right. Right. And that is something not to understand when you talking metaphor.
But when we talk about heaven, and when they talk about heaven in the Bible, and when you read the Bible and they start talking about this, it's a long part. The whole part, for real, they explaining the UFO when you read it in the Bible about this thing that was in the air, this big saucer that was in the air, mile by half mile. Then they said this thing had a lot of windows on it, and they said, who was it? Joseph was looking out of them in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
When you read it and then you think about it, they was explaining the UFO. The whole segment of that shit.
So where's that UFO at now?
What you mean? It's around. It go all over.
The same one from the Bible?
The same one. The one I told you they built that thing. What they say, Africa? What was it? Africa and Asia? Not Asia. That might have been Asia. African and Asia was like connected. Was African and Asia connected?
They connected right now.
Okay. They they said this plane was built in Africa and Asia, but it was called something else back in the day. I don't remember what they said it was called, but it was a part. Everybody was building their own part in different parts of Africa and Asia. They put the motherfucker together. When they put the motherfucker together, it was a mile by a half mile. This shit big as shit. That's like when they show you that motherfucker on that movie, dog. They don't make movies for nothing, dog. They show you what's going on. They make it not realistic, but that shit real right there.
So let me ask you this. So if God is man, right?
Right.
Did man tell man to wipe out the Canaanites?
Just like I said, I don't know what they did. Maybe the Canaanites was doing some off the wall shit. They could have been doing some off the wall stuff.
It don't matter what the adults was doing. They killed the kids too, so.
I'm saying the kids could have been doing off the wall stuff too.
But is it their fault? If these people was parents, they should know better. If these people themselves was parents, they should know better.
We say that about our race too, though.
Listen, I can't find black people killing kids unless it's some shit white folks started.
I'm just saying the other things that we do.
Yeah, but that ain't the same as killing children. If man is God and God told
kids is killing kids.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen in a society that adults built. That's why I said culture is good and bad. But that don't make it right for adults to kill kids under any circumstance.
Nah, it don't.
I don't give a fuck. If God did tell you that, I ain't fucking with the nigga who told you that.
Right, but who to say war? Who to say when you was at 14 you can go to war? You don't consider the man then?
No. Let me clear this up. God said kill all the Canaanites. Every last one of them. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible.
And it say Canaanites?
It said kill all of them. Kill all of them.
That's what it say in the Bible.
Yes.
Kill the Canaanites.
Kill all of them. Men, women, and children. Kill all of them. Every last one of them. That was his ruling. He killed Sodom and Gomorrah himself. It says in the book that he done already restarted the world twice. He done already admitted he fucked up 2 times. And then repeated the same process with the same organisms. That's what the book said. The book, that's what the story of Noah is. He flooded the earth. And the only people who lived was Noah and his descendants. And his family. So that's incest, which he also said was a sin.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't even know. Like that story, then it wasn't. That's how you read it, I guess.
They said we all descendants of Noah. That way, they said that's how everybody on earth.
The way you breaking it down now.
It's literal.
Alright. No, I'm just saying that I might have heard different names with it.
Yeah, because
that's like you said the Canaanites, like they might have said something like the Moors or something like that, or like something like that. Like I might have heard a different name, or the way it was said. I don't know.
Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me see. I can probably find it.
They said Hitler. They got mad at Farrakhan because he said Hitler was the good man.
Oh.
They was pissed, but when he broke it down, the hell down, it was the same. It was almost like some Saddam shit, like how his own people was trying to kill him.
Okay, listen to this, Rick.
Yeah.
In the forums, there has been some good questions raised on the issue of God commanding the Jews to commit genocide on the people in the Promised Land. As you have pointed out in some of your written word, this act does not fit with the Western concept of God being the big sugar daddy in the sky. Now, we can certainly find a justification for those people coming under God's judgment because of their sins, idolatry, sacrificing their children, etc. But a harder question is the killing of children and infants. If the children are young enough, along with the infants, are innocent of the sins of their society has committed, how do we reconcile this command of God to kill children with the concept of his holiness?
Okay, but it's still happening today.
I'm not saying that it's right or it's not happening. What I'm saying is, you can't tell me that God is real without evidence. You can't tell me God is good if that's your God. Now, that's not your God. I understand that.
That's one thing we was taught.
And I'm with you. I said I don't believe Farrakhan believe in God. I don't believe that.
That's the one thing we was taught. We know who the devil is. We know who Satan is.
Yeah, but God created Satan, so that's a cop-out. He can't create the fucking Michael Myers and then tell Dr. Loomis to take care of him.
We call Satan the motherfucking 7 people that sit around that table.
Yeah, the devil.
That run the world.
Right.
We call them Satan and the devil.
I understand that.
That's what we talking about.
I understand
we
that.
ain't talking about no damn devil. We know who the devil is.
Okay. I'm all right now. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that part. So what I'm saying is,
and the head guy that runs that table, that's Satan. That's who we call that. And he got a whole bunch of workers.
and God is man.
And he made him. Yeah. We made him. That's how they came.
Okay.